Good morning, everyone, and welcome to St. Bartholomew's yoga class. I'd like to welcome everyone today. I'd like to thank Erin and Vicar Deanne and Fred for joining us. My name's Dixie, and today we're going to explore a garden theme yoga. So when we do some of our poses, think of them as being part of the garden. I'd like to open up with a verse from 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 18. But grow in grace and in the knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. To him be the glory both now and forever. And with those thoughts, here's a little saying that you've probably heard before. Grow where you're planted and grow with Christ. And continue to plant seeds of trust and faith, because they will bear great fruit. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That's from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. So we're going to start with some breathing and centering this morning, and also some stillness. I'd like you to take a moment to just notice your breath as it is right now. Is it a quick breath? Have you been hurrying around this morning? Is it a still, relaxed breath? Is your breath nice and slow? So just take a moment and focus on your breath. Our breath is like a love note for our body. When we are breathing properly, that oxygen gets to all parts and purposes of our muscles and our organs. And this week I've learned a new technique for doing the breathing that's supposed to get you ready for yoga or any activities that you have. And the breathing is done in through the nose and out through the nose. So you will not be exhaling from your mouth unless you're not comfortable with that. Then you do what's right for you. And we do it for a count of 4. You inhale for 4, and then you exhale through your nose for 4 with a cycle of 5. That might sound complicated, but it's not going to be so bad. So let's do it together. And here we go. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. That's one cycle. Let's do it again. 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. 3 more times on your own. Go ahead and go. And that should complete it. I don't know about you, but I can feel a difference. I can feel a little bit of a readiness in my breath and in my body. So with that, let's do some centering with our thinking, and you can continue with whatever breath pattern is right for you. If an inhalation of 3 is good for you, go ahead. But I just want you to just go ahead and do some breathing, being aware, and thinking of gardens that you've been to. Right now, at this time in May, most people, if they're going to plant a vegetable garden, have things up and running. A lot of people are picking strawberries, but think about the gardens in your time, in your life, in your neighborhood. Think about how they make you feel. Do they make you feel hopeful? Sometimes everything works out just fine in a garden, but sometimes you're watching something grow, and along comes a rabbit or a bird or a deer and eats your crop or part of your garden that you've been waiting and hoping for. And other times, things produce beyond all expectations, like maybe a bumper crop of watermelons or strawberries. But in your mind, just think about the garden and the fresh soil. Thinking about what vegetables that you like to grow, that you enjoy eating, whether they be green beans, kale, onion, zucchini, asparagus. What flowers do you like to see growing in your garden? Snapdragons. Think of all the different colors of zinnias and the different sizes. Sunflowers, all the varieties. Different types of lavender. All kinds of herbs, mint, oregano, thyme, parsley. You use them when you make summer drinks and when you're cooking and in salads. They all start with a seed, no matter what kind of plant it is. Some earth, water, and sunlight. And they provide taste, nourishment, and beauties for our body and our soul. While you're centering, I have a poem I'd like to share with you. The author is unknown, but it's from my mother's garden. My mother kept a garden of the heart. She planted all the good things that gave my life its start. She turned me to the sunshine and encouraged me to dream, fostering and nurturing the seeds of self-esteem. And when the winds and rain came, she protected me enough, but not too much, because she knew I needed to stand up, strong and tough. Her constant good example always taught me right from wrong. Markers for my pathway that will last a lifetime long. I am my mother's garden. I am her legacy. And I hope today she feels the love reflected back from me. All right, let's get started with our warm-up coming back. I hope you had some nice thoughts and memories of gardens you've seen in the past. We're going to start with our nose and drawing a circle with our nose. So we're going to start with a small circle and go around getting our neck warmed up. And when your circle is as big as what you want, you can stop and reverse it around and stop when your circle gets small. Okay, whenever that's right for you. We also want to close our eyes softly. God made our eyes for seeing nature. We're all spending so much time on screens and TV. I hope we're getting out more often, but still, give your eyes a moment to close and open softly. Then take your gaze up to the right side of the ceiling where you are. And let your eyes come down to the left corner of the floor where you are. And eyes back to center. Next, look up to the left side of the ceiling. And then back down to the right side of the floor. Okay, let's get our neck warmed up here. Continue with that. We're going to look to the right. Just an easy turn. To the center. And to the left. Back to the center again. And let's do that again. To the right. Center. And left. Now we're going to bring our ear towards our right shoulder. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to crunch it. We're just going to lean it softly. Let your neck along the side here stretch out. And let your shoulder relax as well. And then come up to center. And then to the left. Back up to the center. See if you can keep your jaw relaxed. So often when we're concentrating on what we're doing, we have a tight jaw. So see if you can keep your jaw relaxed. Just open and close that a few times. And then we're going to take our head to the front, chin to the chest. And then back to center, and then a gentle back. And then to the center again, to the right, center, and then to the left. And we're going to start with our shoulders. So we're going to put shoulders up and down. And then we're going to start with a rolling the shoulders back. And then rolling the shoulders forward. We're going to put our hands out in front of us, and we're going to do an open hand and a down hand. Actually, I should probably say an up hand and a down hand. And up, and then let's do a little wave here from side to side. And then close your hand into a soft fist, and then just do to the outside some wrist circles. And then to the left, to the inside. Okay, and then let's take the arms out beside us. And let's do some arm circles here. And then to the reverse. Okay, arms come back down. Let's take that right hand, that right arm up, make it, bend it at the elbow so it comes to your back. Left hand goes up and gently pull that elbow to the center. And you can release. Bring your hands out to the side. And left arm goes up. Bend at the elbow behind the head and gently pull that arm. Good. And let your arms come out to the side and to your lap. And give them just a moment. And now arms go out to the side again. We're going to do our hugging, so we're going to reverse the arms. So remember which one you have on top. I'm going to start with my right arm on top. So across your chest and give yourself a hug. This is a little bit of a chest opener. When you go back out again, it opens up your chest, and it also helps the muscles in your back and arms. We're going to do 5 on each side, so that was 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. All right. If you're not already on your mat, I'm going to ask you to join me on the mat. Today, if you are bothered by your knees, you might want to have a little pillow or a blanket or a towel wrapped up. And you may also want to have a yoga strap if you have one. If you don't, a tie or a scarf or a dog leash would work out too. But we're going to continue with our yoga theme of the garden. And Fred's going to come up and we're going to start with the garden gate. He's going to show us how to do the gate pose. So join me on the mat.
Okay, we'll start out, get into our position for our gate pose, and we'll do a forward fold, bring our hands to the mat, bring your knees down to the mat, have them equal distance apart. And what we want to do here is we want to start by coming up into a more or less upright position. We'll take our right leg, turn it out to the side with our toes pointed. bend over with the keys up over the left shoulder. Hold it for about 20 seconds. You should feel a stretch in your hamstring, right in your stomach muscles. Also, it's a chest opener. And then we'll come back up. Put a right knee back to the mat. Reverse the other side. Extend that left foot out. Bring your right arm up. Gaze up over the right shoulder. Again, hold for about 20 seconds. And come back up into upright position.
Okay, thank you, Fred. So you've entered into our garden, our yoga garden today. For some of you, if the knees bother you with the gate position, you can use a pillow. This is a yoga bolster, but you can use a pillow. You can put a folded blanket under your knees. So let's do that together one more time. Starting again with the right in a kneeling position, with the right leg extended, left arm comes up, and a kneel over. Then return. Right leg comes back in. Left leg goes out. Come up. Left leg extends down and the right arm leans over. Okay, very good. Now that we're in the garden, we're going to finish getting warmed up for this morning's practice. We're going to work on our legs. So if you'll join me on the mat, if you'll turn to your back, to your back, and have your strap ready. We'll begin by doing a windshield wiper from side to side, getting our back and our side warmed up. And we're going to pull our knees to our chest. And then we'll get our strap and we'll put it around both of our feet here. Both feet are in, feet are flexed. And we're going to pull those feet toward the back wall. You can hold on with both hands with your strap, or you can just use one, whatever's most comfortable for you. The further you work your hands up, the more of a stretch you're going to get with your legs. So we're going to let our right foot in and bring our left foot down. You can let it remain bent at the knees or let it extended. And we're just going to give that right foot on its own or pull back. And we're going to let it open to the right side. And return that foot back up. And this time let it fall across your left leg to the left side. And returning that leg up. Let's put that left foot in there. Let's give one more pull for both feet to the rear of the room. Left foot stays in the strap, right foot comes down. And let that left foot fall open. And return it to the center, and this time across the right leg. And return to center again. Slip that right foot back in. Together, let's give them one more stretch. And when you're ready, let yourself, if you're comfortable with it, roll forward and up to a staff pose. In staff pose, still using our strap, let's fold forward into a forward fold. Let your hands work towards your feet. As you bend forward. When you exhale, see if you can bend more deeply. And let yourself come back up. You can put your strap by the side. We're going to sit to the front of the mat. Soles of the feet come together for butterfly or bound angle. So soles are together, thighs are coming down. You can let them fall naturally to the side, or if you're comfortable, you can take your hands and just give them a gentle push down, whatever's most comfortable for you. Thinking of some butterflies, they're out. I've seen a few already. Sitting nice and tall with this butterfly or bound angle pose. Spine is straight, crown of the head is up toward the ceiling. Engage your core in this too. Pull that belly button into your spine. If you're comfortable with it, you can bring your hands to heart center too. Let your hands come back down to your feet. And see if you can, on an exhale, if you can let them fall a little bit more to the side. From here, we'll come to the mat and go to tabletop. In tabletop, we'll have our hands spread wide, like starfish hands, or we can call them flower petal hands today. Let your hands go down. You want the weight of your body to be distributed not just in your wrists, but disperse it all through your hands. Your shoulders should be over your elbows and elbows over wrists. Knees should be about hip distance apart. And you should be able to look back and not see your toes. So we're going to do some cat-cows. We're going to start with that. So inhale, belly drops, gaze looks up for cow. Exhale, spine arches, belly button's drawn into spine. So we'll do this a few more times. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We're going to come back to a child's pose. When you come back into your child's pose, think of the child's pose as being a beginning or a seed that you're planting. We're going to come up from child's pose, and we're going to do a turn again to the mat on our back. And we're going to do a reclined pigeon. So we're going to lie down on the mat. Left knee is bent. Right foot lifts and comes on top of the left knee. From here you can stay right here, or if you'd like, you can pull, engage your core, and put your hand behind your knee and pull in, or put your hand on your knee and pull in, whatever is most comfortable for you. Remembering to inhale and exhale. You can let that left foot come back down and the right foot. And now we're going to reverse it. Left foot comes up. And we're going to you can either leave it like that, or you can pull, engage your core and pull your knee in towards your chest for a stretch. And let yourself come back down. We're going to put our arms out to the side in the shape of a T, and knees are going to come to the right, and our gaze is going to look over to the left for a reclined spinal twist. Knees come back to the center. This time, knees over to the left, and gaze goes over to the right. And bring your knees back to center, and give them another windshield wiper of your knees. We're going to return to that tabletop position again. Preparing for spinal balance. I think we need to do one more cat-cow. My back kind of feels. So let's do an inhale, cow. And then exhale, cat. Okay, preparing for spinal balance. Left foot goes out and back, foot is flexed, right arm comes out, gaze looks out over. And you can bring that back down. And we're going to reverse. Right foot goes back, and left hand goes out in front. We're going to put the left foot back again, flexed. Right arm goes out. And this time we're doing our pointer dog across, or compass, to the other side of the mat. And returning. Right foot goes back. Left hand goes out and comes over to the right side. And back. And we're going to prepare to do a few crunches. So if you need to come back and do a little bit of a child's pose, or what we're calling our seed pose today, go ahead. And then return to tabletop. And to do the crunch, we're going to bring our knee to our right knee to right elbow. And we're going to do 3 on each side. So come with me. That's 1, 2, and 3. And on this side, on the left side, 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to use our right foot as a kickstand, and we're going to let the right hand go up, and the gaze looks toward the sky. Looking at that sun coming down on our garden. If you want to try, you can put that right arm behind your back, give it a little bit of a stretch, and then return it back up. Gaze looks up towards hand. And back down. This time, use your left foot as your kickstand. Arm comes up and out and over. Gaze looks up. Once again, you can put the hand behind if you're comfortable with that. Still a chest opener. And back down. We'll do one more spinal balance on either side. So right foot goes back, left hand. Engage that core. And opposite foot and hand. We're going to prepare for tiger. We kind of decided we're going to keep on doing tiger because when you can reach that pose, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And then it prepares you for other poses to come in the future. So with tiger, we're going to put the left foot back with a flex, and we're going to reach back and over with our right hand and grab the top part of our foot, and if you can, lift up. Remember to breathe, and release and down. Opposite foot goes out, right foot goes out behind you. The left hand comes out behind and grab that foot.